Chapter 45, An 8-game winning streak, a ceaseless battle. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Among all of the weapons, whips were the nemesis of swords. They used softness to overcome hardness, longness to overcome shortness. Just like Hong Tao now, he could easily attack Zhang Yuochen even though he was standing over 10 meters away. His whip movements changed unpredictably, like a golden snake serpentining and hissing sharply in the air. There was a 3-inch spine on the tip of the golden long whip, which was even sharper than the sword tip. Very interesting. Zhang Yuochen finally made a move. He transferred his genuine chi to the legs and revolved all his 27 meridians at the same time. Stepping out, he turned into an afterimage, shuttling back and forth among the golden long whip. Zhang Yuochen dashed through the distance in only a second and appeared in front of Hong Tao. Hong Tao's face changed color. He immediately tried to pull his long whip back and attack Zhang Yuochen again. Bang! Zhang Yuochen smashed Hong Tao on the neck with the scabbard in his hand. Hong Tao stumbled and fell off the Colosseum. Hong Tao somersaulted at the moment he fell off. So unlike the 6 warriors before him who fell off with a great discomfiture, he landed on the ground stably with both feet. Standing under the stage, Hong Tao stared at Zhang Yuochen deeply and said, "I lost." Zhang Yuochen's movement just now was too fast. He was doomed to lose even if they fight again. Another movement. With Hong Tao's cultivation, he couldn't even block Zhang Yuochen's one movement. How terrifying. Zhu Bingxing waved his folding fan slightly and smiled evilly. Quite interesting. Let me stop your winning streak in round 8. Zhu Bingxing turned into a white shadow and leapt onto the Colosseum lightly as a leaf. Zhu Bingxing! Shouted Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen had seen the battle between Zhu Bingxing and Ni Heng previously. At that time, Zhu Bingxing killed Ni Heng with only one movement. He was very fast, and indeed a strong opponent. Zhu Bingxing gave a wee smile and said, "Among the geniuses I've seen in my life, you are the most talented other than the 7th prince. Only 2 months have passed since the year-end assessment, but you have broken 2 stages and reached the final state of the Yellow Realm. I admire you." "I do." Zhang Yuochen asked, "Are you from the minister's mansion?" "Exactly," said Zhu Bingxing. "Are you confident in defeating me?" asked Zhang Yuochen. Zhu Bingxing laughed and said, "Your biggest advantage is the advanced stage of sword following the mind and your biggest disadvantage is the lack of genuine chi. I assume that you have just broken through the final state, right?" Zhang Yuochen did not respond. Zhu Bingxing continued, "You are fast, but I'm not slow. You can defeat others with your speed, but it won't work on me. And in terms of power, I'm afraid I still outweigh you with my cultivation at the completion of the Yellow Realm." "Really?" said Zhang Yuochen. Zhu Bingxing nodded and said, "It's time to take your sword out." "I will take my sword out if I think you are powerful enough," said Zhang Yuochen. "You should be careful then. My iron bone fan is a 3rd-class genuine martial arm." There were altogether 9 warriors at the completion of the Yellow Realm died because of it. Zhu Bingxing closed his eyes, and the folding fan suddenly spread. There was a 3-inch sharp blade came out of each leaf. Swish! Zhu Bingxing was extremely fast. He dashed in front of Zhang Yuochen in just a second, like a white ghost. He had been practicing a movement at the superior class of the human stage, namely 8 steps in the air. Each step he made was 10 feet long. He made 8 steps, and 8 after-images appeared on the stage. It looked like 8 Zhu Bingxing were attacking Zhang Yuochen at the same time. Zhang Yuochen stayed still, like a divine tree which rooted there, and kept wielding the sword scabbard in his hand. Every time their weapons collided, there was a sharp noise, and sparks flew off in all directions. Bang bang! Just in a second, Zhang Yuochen and Zhu Bingxing had fought over 20 movements. It looked like a shadow fighting on the Colosseum. Warriors of the lower cultivation could not even figure out how they made their moves. Only shadows of shadows were seen. Standing on the highest bleacher, Liu Chengfeng stared at the Colosseum and sneered. He said, "Even Zhu Bingxing went to a duel with him. It's really hard to predict the result." "Good day, Master Liu." Han Fu knelt to Liu Chengfeng with the utmost respect. Han Fu was very tall, about 260 or 270 centimeters. His one fist was much bigger than an ordinary person's head. There were leopard spots all over him. He was not a purebred human, Rather, he came from leopard human clan and had the blood of the savage beast, fire lion leopard. In Kunlun's field, there were many half-humans developing into an independent clan. For example, the strong dragon human clan, elephant human clan, and ape human clan, the beautiful fox human clan and fish human clan. The status of these half-human clans, however, was very low. Many of them were enslaved. Han Fu was a half-human slave, and since he had a record of a 9-game winning streak in the yellow level Coliseum, Liu Chengfeng bought him with a high price. Liu Chengfeng said, "Stand up. Did you see the boy on the Coliseum?" Han Fu stood up and stared at Zhang Yuochen. Then he said, "He is powerful." Liu Chengfeng said, "Of course he is. So, if Zhu Bingxing loses to him, you should go and kill him in the next round. I will never let you down. I will kill him even if it means perishing together," said Han Fu with determination. Liu Chengfeng nodded and said, "Zhu Bingxing has tested his real power. Take a look at them. It will help you to the next round." Han Fu nodded. "Zhu Bingxing is so powerful. I'm really worried about my brother." The 9th Commandery Princess was very concerned. Surely, Zhu Bingxing didn't dare to kill Zhang Yuochen, but who could make sure no accident would happen? Zhu Bingxing was nothing like other warriors in the completion. He was a really powerful warrior who suppressed Zhang Yuochen in every field. It was almost impossible for Zhang Yuochen to win. All of the warriors in the Yellow Fighting Palace was very nervous now. They all wanted to know whether Zhang Yuochen could defeat Zhu Bingxing or not. Could he achieve an 8-game winning streak? This is it. Zhang Yuochen's look turned sharp. He stabbed with his sword scabbard and cried, "Sacred Breaking Plum Sword." The speed was 3 times faster than before, making an unusual scene. The sword breath turned into the white flash, piercing through the void space and coming directly for Zhu Bingxing's globula. Zhu Bingxing changed color and stepped back immediately, but it was too late. Boom! The tip of the sword scabbard dashed onto Zhu Bingxing's globula directly. Zhu Bingxing felt dizzy and fell on the ground. He fainted. It was lucky for him that it was just the scabbard. If it were the sword point, his globula would have been transpierced. An old servant from the minister's mansion quickly rushed towards the Colosseum and bowed to Zhang Yuochen. He said, "Thank you for mercy." After saying that, he carried the fainted Zhu Bingxing off the Colosseum and quickly left the Yellow Fighting Palace. An 8-game winning streak. The whole Yellow Fighting Palace was seething. It was very extraordinary for a young man at the age of 16 to achieve an 8-game winning streak. Even Liu Chengfeng, the warrior of Yellow Board, was not so powerful when he was 16. "My 9th brother is so powerful. If our father king knows that, he will again fate the officials to share his happiness." The 9th Commandery Princess let out a long sigh of relief. Her hanging heart finally went back to where it should be. She found that, however, Zhang Yuochen didn't walk off the stage. Did he want round 9? In this moment, the stalwart Han Fu came onto the Colosseum step by step. Completely covered in metal armor, he held a 600 kilograms battle axe in his hand. His metal armor was not simply overlapped onto the body but inlaid in his flesh and bones. It became one with his body. "No, it's Han Fu." "No." The 9th Commandery Princess turned pale and shouted to Zhang Yuochen, "My 9th brother, please give in." Han Fu is a martial addict. No one can survive him. Shan Xiangling's color also changed. She said, "Han Fu is Liu Chengfeng's slave. He will definitely kill you on the Colosseum." "The 9th prince, please give in." There is absolutely no need to put up a desperate fight with a bloodthirsty lunatic. Han Fu gave a loud laugh. "Did you hear them, boy? The 2 women over there ask you to give in. If you don't, my battle axe will cut you into 2 pieces." Zhang Yuochen looked up to the highest bleacher and happened to see Liu Chengfeng up there. Liu Chengfeng was also staring at Zhang Yuochen. He sneered and said in a clear voice, "If you fear death, you should better give up. Once you die on the Colosseum, I might find it hard to explain to the Commandery Prince." Zhang Yuochen said, "Really? But we need to fight to find out who will die and who will live. You just don't stop, do you?" "Very well, Han Fu, show him your real power. Don't let him look down on you," said Liu Chengfeng in a somber tone.